The Stock of the Day is brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. With over 17,000 markets and extended trading hours, turn US earnings season volatility into opportunity. Get started at IG.com.
And the stock of the day today is GrainCorp. It's declared a special dividend and increased its share buyback after posting a $58 million first half profit. So that's up from $50 million this time last year. GrainCorp says that strong volumes in Queensland and northern New South Wales underpinned the result, offsetting the impact of below average conditions in Victoria and southern New South Wales. GrainCorp is expecting FY underlying earnings to come in between $285 to $325 million. Shareholders will be seeing that interim dividend of 14 cents per share along with that 10-cent special divvy, both fully franked, and its on-market buyback has been increased by $25 million to $75 million, and shares are doing very nicely off the back of that so far today. Thank you very much. Grady Wulff from Bell Direct is here with me. What's the view on GrainCorp?
We've got a hold on it, but that was prior to the results today, so I can update that if your viewers would like. But what we saw in the first half was their, as you said, guidance upgraded today, which is very rare in this current market environment. What we've seen more of is guidance downgrade. So that's a very, very positive thing today as the market has responded naturally. We've seen growing interest and growing demand for their crops and the chemicals that they produce. So that's what we like to see for a company like GrainCorp, looking especially over to the Americas that they operate in. Haven't heard of what the impact of tariffs are yet on the company like GrainCorp. We've seen companies coming out saying exactly what the impacts are, if any, most of them in the healthcare space recently, but we haven't heard from GrainCorp about tariffs. So that would be an interesting one to see what is going on there. Notably, their canola crush margins were weaker than expected in the first half, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the second half. And the NPAT obviously was a really good result today. So I would say on the back of the results, still a hold rating. I'm going with what Bell's had before this, but yeah, I think it's a good tailwind heading into the second half.
Oh, okay, so that's good. It's just a coincidence that I was reading in one of the business publications this morning, can't remember, about just how tough the drought conditions are in Victoria and South Australia. The only upside is that they're being able to sell off their cattle stock to China that's really looking for that grass-fed beef. But I think that's what you're going to go to with these agriculture companies, right?
Yeah, the trouble with agriculture companies is no matter how brilliant the management is, you're really totally dependent on the weather and on international commodity prices, which are partly dictated by the weather. So, you know, from an investor point of view, how do you really invest in these companies? You can't. You can perhaps trade in them, but you really can't invest, because if you say to yourself, can I be confident earnings per share will be higher in 5 years' time, you have absolutely no idea whether they will or won't. So, you know, if you look at, and GrainCorp's a perfect example, they made 60 cents a share in 2017, 12 cents the following year, minus 15 cents the year after that, 24 cents the year after that.
So volatile.
31 cents the year after that. 10 cents last year. You know, I mean, how do you have any idea what your investment is going to be worth a few years down the track? So from that point of view, it should go in the too hard basket and say, you know, I'm glad they exist and they create food for the world, but gee, I don't want to invest in it because I have no idea what's going to happen to my investment.
So that's an avoid for Team Invest. And I was just looking at the release today. Mr. Spurway, the CEO of GrainCorp, saying that the agri sector consistently demonstrating resilience when it comes to tariff, non-tariff trade barriers, saying that while these measures typically have a limited effect on global food demand, they can disrupt efficient trade flows. So he says obviously they're well positioned to manage those global evolving trade flows. So yeah, it is always interesting. You do sort of a control 5 these days and put the word tariff in.
Literally.
And he's right in a way in that they are a sustainable business. They will always need to exist.
We always need grains.
But will investors make any money out of it? That's a different story.
All right, so let's leave that one there. It's a hold and an avoid for GrainCorp.
The stock of the day was brought to you by IG. Turn volatility into opportunity this US earnings season with extended trading hours on over 110 key US shares. Get started at IG.com.